Ooh, I'd say winter is definitely, if not here, it's on its way. And today is a day of many things, and it's the day of self-imposed isolation so that a week from now we can go see our family, which means anything we do from this point on, I gotta have the crap on hand. What we're gonna do, turd in tow, is put the filter assembly, or at least I hope I am, assuming I got the right size pipe with me, because if I don't, I won't be. But it's to put the filter assembly on that pump over there so that I can start putting this sweet, it's not kind of a red wine, it's more of a rosé of diesel, off-road diesel and unleaded, giving it that nice pinkish color into the brown turd so that it can begin doing one of the main things I bought it for, which is burning through 100 gallons of diesel contaminated unleaded. But it's icy cold and its wind is blowing, so I'm either just gonna do it, or you'll have a video here in a second where I talk about how I didn't bring the right stuff, because it is the river house. Yeah, it didn't fit, but the river house is benevolent in her wondrous piles of shit, and I was able to find some parts and got it worked, and now the brown turd is all done full up. It's got about half fresh gas, half my beautiful rosé, and we'll see how she handles that. If it handles that okay, well then we'll just keep upping the ratios. If the backhoe is anything to declare, it's going to smoke like hell, but backhoe keeps running, so here's hoping the turd in all of her fantastically reliable glory keeps going. Second on our day of random things, scaffolding wheels. So you might have noticed that the house I built's a little big and the ceilings are way up there. So I've got a collection of old scaffolding from Dad, and I can grab a collection of old scaffolding from my father-in-law, and the beautiful part about that is none of it works together. And I was looking at buying one of those really tall, we call them baker scaffoldings, right? They're a smaller platform, but a 3-high baker scaffolding with these giant wheels on it for stability, in order to do anything with that big ceiling. You know, but that's $1,000 I'd rather keep, and it dawned on me, as crappy as all that scaffolding is, if I can just make it wheel around, it'll be good enough for what I want to do. And that's today's project. We have got $100 of Harbor Freight wheels, all swivel casters, 2 of them free like this and 2 of them with locking mechanisms. Fun fact, thanks Harbor Freight, they're not the same height, but you know, they're close enough. I'll deal with it with some washers. And then I got a block of steel here from, I don't know, I bought it a while back to do something for something. And the idea is that I've marked out and pre-drilled my holes for my 4 casters. I just need to slice this up, and then I'm going to weld scaffolding pins right in the middle of the thing. And Bob's your uncle, I should have rolling scaffolding. We'll still have to figure out some sort of X bracing to keep it from, you know, getting too hairy, but that shouldn't be hard to do. Cutting it by hand, however, so I'm not going to. I'm going to use the old bandsaw. So let's get this thing fired up, get these things snipped off, and I want to dust out the Harbor Freight welder because it's 110 and I don't have to drag out the tanks and the 220. The only outlet I've got in the whole place is at the wellhead outside. And the weather has continued to deteriorate, and I'd rather not bring the good welder outside. There's not a whole lot of weight or torque on this, really. It's He should be fine. Harbor Freight welder should be fine. Or you'll watch me tip scaffolding over, one of the two. Alright, I originally thought I was going to have to cut up Dad's pins to do this. Sorry, Dad, thanks for lending me the scaffolding. But as I said, in the cornucopia crap that is the river house, I got some more. This one I apparently used as a punch to hammer something somewhere. But these are perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and cut myself up some of these bad boys to weld them on my plates and attach them to the wheels. The $99 Harbor Freight, I think I got it for like $79 with a coupon, welder is not a quality machine, but it does get metal all hot and melty and accomplishes what needs to be accomplished, and I can just basically plug it in anywhere. I just converted it from 030 to, is it 030? Yeah, I just converted from 030 to 0350. I like it better. I like it better at that. But there they are in all their ever so crappy glory. I wouldn't bolt them to a cliff and hang off it, but all it's got to do is keep a wheel wheeling. It'll be just fine. Alright, let's load them up in the turd, clean up our mess, and bolt it all together. Rolling scaffolding, baby. Well, there's my idea. Keep them cross-braced. And squared up. It's not perfect, but it's within a ½ an inch of square, which is close enough for what we're doing. Oh, watch this. Every once in a while the wind kicks up and then decides the smoke's going to go backwards. No, not going to do it for me? Awesome. Anyways, I do not believe we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planks on top of this. I'm not overly confident that I can lift that much one-handed and stick a wheel under it. So I'm probably going to go unload it first and then try to stick a wheel under it. Or 4 wheels under it. I'm sticking the wheels together with these. These are bin bolts. I picked up like a 2-gallon bucket of them once many years ago. Not very strong, so they can't really be used for a lot of things, but they're perfect for this. And they've got a hard rubber sealing washer, which once mashed down I think will give me a nice lock washer-y kind of deal. And I'm using the original square nuts because, good Lord, who wants to deal with these? So let's get rid of them. Well, I did it. I used stacks of blocks. Yeah. I think it could have been done with 3 people, but these are so far apart. It's just really hard to lift both ends and slip a wheel underneath. So I stacked it, and Lord knows I got enough blocks. But woo, look at that! Nice. All right. So with the construction of this, that literally is $1,000 saved. $1,000 to do something else with. Plus, who knows, maybe it'll come in handy another time. So the goal here is to roll this monstrosity across over there and then throw a set of 3-foot frames on top of it. And I believe after I've done that, I'll be able to work up there. But I think first, I'm going to have lunch. Ooh. Would you look at that gloriousness? I hope it's worth it, because there's like 3 hours of work getting this into this shape. You know, call it $150 worth of materials. But if nothing else, I just set the sheetrock dolly right up there, lift, sheetrock the ceiling. With 5/8 sheetrock, there ain't. Be nice if I could do 12-foot sheets too. So, yeah, I think it was worth it. Rolls like a dream. It's a little big, but there she be. Now, what I need to do is attach those up there, and because I'm me and I don't always know what I'm doing, I forgot to remove the L-shaped angle plates that we have. Help me to tie all that together. Well, now all the heads of those screws are getting in the way of those boards. So either I need to decide that I'm just gonna let them all sit on top of the screws, or I need to remove those plates, shove the boards up tight, cinch them down, and then I'll just put the plates on the outside edges. Which I think is what I want to do. I am out of my 90-degree plates, but a couple of years ago I scrapped out, I don't know, a half dozen school sewing machine tables, and these are their leg clips, and they work just fine as a 90-degree plate. It's not stamped Simpson strong tie, but they're fine. And I would like to scatter them around, just help hold everything down. All right, I'm hoping that I can simply shove those sideways and I can flex everything enough to get those screws out. If I can't, let's just assume I can. All right, there's 5 across there. Now I can do 2 more without a full reset of stuff. And then I gotta build scaffolding on top of this incredibly sturdy concoction so that I can go across there, and then I'll just run the Baker scaffolding along here. Should put a lot of work into this to not even remotely use it. Yeah, it'll still be worth it. If all I ever do with it is sheetrock, it was definitely worth it in speed and whatnot. Okay, so for these, I'm actually, where am I? For these, I'm actually removing those clips, and then I move them to the outside. These over here, I couldn't flex them enough, so I moved the vertical screws so that the boards would sit flat, and then I just added another metal clip to the outside. I mean, it's got double clips, so I don't think it matters much. All right. Doubt there's much for you guys to see. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, and then I'll show you the mess when I'm done. I do appear to be keeping them relatively flat between each other. I'm able to sight through the bubbles onto that light back there, which gives me reasonable accuracy. But I'm not able to see quite as clearly up close anymore. Sometimes I gotta find my way back. It is definitely blurry and blustery out there, that's for sure. Occasionally snow blows in from up above. Magnificent rolling beast. All right, I think I am done for today. I have got not every one of those drop ceiling supports in, but most of them. And most of them I have drilled and installed bolts as a redundant safety measure. And I got the first 3 of the drywall ceiling rafters up. I can't go any farther tonight until we decide on a fold down attic stair. Just something, it won't be perfectly lined up with the doorway, but just something more or less here in the middle, folds down, gaining access to that one right up there. And I believe that's the only one we're going to bother with. Shay still gets his loft, but we're not going to bother with the other ones. By the time I take 6 inches out of that height, I hate hidden rooms. You know, maybe later. I was gonna say we grow weed or something in there, but Montana legalized that, so I can do it in the backyard if I was so inclined. It's too tiny for a meth lab, not enough ventilation, and I don't think I can grow enough poppies to make enough heroin, so I think I'm just gonna seal it off. But this one I'm gonna keep. He will be able to walk on the far side. Stoop soldiers on the raft. So that is why I'm spacing these 16 apart, because there'll be some weight up here, and I'll probably continue 16 apart. I'll find some little spot out here where it just works out, and then we'll jump to 24 inches. I'll measure and find whatever gaps or whatnot joints are gonna work out, but we'll move to 24 inches to match the rafters, because it's 5/8 ceiling sheetrock, so 24 inches should be fine. But who knows what crap will be stored up in here, if really anything. It was just too big. It was just too big to not use that one. So, and I decided I didn't want a door on the outside. It's just not going to get used that much. Your standard, quintessential, drop down attic door. And then we'll buy a ceiling attic door stairs, so in theory that room won't be part of the envelope, but you know, I think the insulation will just carry up on top and we'll be good to go. Bob's your uncle. Yeah, so that's it. It also dead calm outside. I haven't been outside in a while, whether it's dead calm because it's snowing to beat all hell, or it's dead calm because whatever it was stopped. Either way, we got enough, last time I saw it anyways, just a little bit to have a whitish Christmas. So come in with the clutch right there at the end. Santa won't have to put the plastic strips on his runners. Spacey. I'm back. Did you miss me? Dad lent me the big propane jet heater, but I haven't filled the propane bottle, so it's gonna be a while before the fire takes some of the chill off of this. And with holes like that in the ceiling. But we're here and ready to rock again. Danny and Shay may or may not be coming out to help me. I guess Santa is supposed to land at the airport, so they might do that. But you know, I got these in. Relatively flat enough you won't notice. And we were working on that. Well, I have decided what attic stairs we're going to use, and I need to leave a rough opening of 30 by 54. So now I know what I need to space for the next one. Put her 30 inches over, and then obviously I'll have to block in between a little bit. We can finish that out and start working on the other stuff. I have this vertical wall needs to be done, that vertical wall needs to be done. We're getting there. We're getting there. That fire's not getting there yet. I gotta get that out of my eyes. Well, we're all done. I actually drove off and left you. I had to come back for you. That's the kind of guy I am. We got a fair amount done on this Christmas Eve. So the entire ceiling mess is in there. So it starts at 24 inches because it's just 5/8 sheetrock. And it doesn't go to 16 until we get here. That plywood, that is the attic storage. And I got the ladder roughed in. Let's climb up there. It works out to a pretty substantial little area. With the drop downstairs, I'm kind of standing in a big chunk of it, but whatever. It worked out well. I like it. On that side, it's going to be about 22.5. I don't know if... So, like I said, I'm buying a attic stair thing with a gasket. It says it's supposed to be sealed, R5. Nice sealed attic thing. So I don't know if I can consider this part of the house envelope. It'd be nice if I didn't have to, because then I'd probably just stick plastic up and I wouldn't even sheetrock up in here, but I don't know yet. And then that's Shay's room. I have decided to can all of that storage. It's just, how much more does a fella need, right? This is already 3 times what our current attic storage space is at the house, and while it's not adequate, it's still fine. And then we got all that storage in the basement as well. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. That'll be Shay's reading platform. The router bit exploded right there, so oops. So I'll have to get another one. I don't think I'd like cutting this board. This is concrete forms, and while I did my best to scrape off the concrete, you know, there was still a little on there. Golden delicious, best apples in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, Danny and Shay just left. You can hear the brown turd out there roaring. I'm done for the night. And I'm sure we'll be up here working again before the new year, but definitely not before Christmas. So, you know, from all of us here at the River House to everybody out there, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, fantastic Kwanzaa. I guess Hanukkah's already over, so whatever else you celebrate, have a good one and stay safe.